Look, you ever stop and think about how humans landed on the moon using computers less powerful than a microwave? No. Well, buckle up, because we're diving into a story of chaos, analog tech, and why crashing a spacecraft on purpose was considered a win in 1964. /N/, let's rewind to the space race. Everyone thinks of Apollo 11 and that iconic one small step moment. But years before Armstrong's walk, NASA was playing lunar darts with cameras attached to rockets. The Ranger program? A dumpster fire of engineering disasters masked as scientific progress. 5 straight failures. Imagine pouring millions into a mission, watching your spacecraft die screaming in a death plunge, then shrugging and thinking, okay, let's try again. That's the vibe here. /N/N now. Here's where my brain explodes. Ranger 7 finally worked. It sent back blurry TV static quality images of the moon's surface, and people lost their minds. In my opinion, this is where the magic lies. These weren't just photos. They were proof that even with vacuum tubes and punch cards, you could fling a hunk of metal 239,000 miles and get a postcard. The tech was laughable by today's standards. Cameras that needed warm-up time? Magnetic tape drives the size of refrigerators? A control room that looked like a steampunk convention? And yet, it worked. /N/N wait, but why did they crash the thing? That's the part most people gloss over. The Ranger probes weren't landers. They were flying boulders with cameras duct-taped on. The plan? Snap pics mid-freefall until impact turned them into space confetti. If that doesn't scream seat-of-the-pants engineering, I don't know what does. Contrast that with today's soft landing obsession, where every nation's racing to park rovers on the moon like it's a Starbucks parking lot. But here's the kicker. Even with AI, lithium batteries, and Elon satellites, we're still screwing up moon landings. India's Chandrayaan-2? Crashed. Israel's Beresheet? Face-planted. The moon still got a 50% acceptance rate for visitors. /N/N this makes me wonder, did we romanticize the 60s tech too much? Or are we just arrogant thinking modern gadgets make us smarter? The Ranger team had to invent orbital mechanics on typewriters. They debugged code with physical wires. And yet, their good enough mentality built the highway to the moon. Meanwhile, today's engineers chase perfection, only to get humbled by 45-mile-per-hour lunar dust. There's a metaphor here about progress being a myth, but I'll let you unpack that. /N/N final thought. Next time someone says we landed on the moon with slide rules, why can't we fix climate change? Hand them a Ranger mission documentary. Because the real lesson isn't about tech. It's about throwing spaghetti at the wall for a decade, burning billions, and still calling it a learning experience. The moon didn't care about our ego then, and it sure doesn't now. What's your take? Drop it below. Bonus points if you've ever accidentally unplugged your router to fix a problem. We've all got a little 1964 in us.